والسلام على رسول الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما وبعد. Today's short speech is a reminder for myself and everyone here, and something that will aid us and help us understand the impermissibility of imitating the disbelievers. And that stems from one word, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah consists of two pillars, which is a nafi wa ithbat, negation and confirmation. So the origin of our being different from these disbelievers is the statement of La ilaha illallah. And as Sheikh Saleh Al-Fawzan, Hafizahullah Ta'ala, in explaining some beneficial words from a tape entitled Al-Wala wal-Bara, he first starts off by saying that Allah created the mu'min and the kafir for particular wisdom. قال الله تعالى هو الذي خلقكم فمنكم كافر ومنكم مؤمن. Allah mentioned in Surah At-Taghabun, the second ayat, and it is He that created all of you, and from this creation there are people that disbelieve and there are people that believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. وأنزل الكتب وأرسل الرسل لتبين الناس طريق الخير من طريق الشر طريق الهدى من طريق الضلالة. And Allah Azza wa Jal have sent down His books and sent the messengers to clarify to humanity, men as well as jinn, that there are only two paths, a path upon truth and a path upon falsehood, a path upon good and a path upon wrong. The path that is filled with guidance, and the path that is deviant and leads you astray and leads you to destruction. قال الله تعالى لئلا يكون للناس على الحجة بعد الرسل. Allah mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, 165th ayat, so that humanity, whether it's from the men or jinn, so that they don't have a proof against Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah sent down the books and He sent the messengers. So after that sending of those the messengers and sending down the books, the people do not have any excuse to say that or to justify them being misguided. The only thing they have proof for is the proof that Allah Azza wa Jal sent everything in our favor to guide us to that which is pleasing to Him. قال تعالى فأما من أعطى واتقى وصدق بالحسنى فنيسر لليسرى وأما من بخل واستغنى وكذب بالحسنى فنيسرنا إيش هذا آية فينسر للعسرى. That in these particular ayats, whoever performs the good and have and protect and guard themselves from the punishment of Allah by having taqwa and believe in al-husna, believe in Yawm al-Qiyamah, then Allah Azza wa Jal will make his path easy to obtain the paradise. So, if a believer have a desire to do good, Allah will direct that person to good and perform those things that are pleasing to Allah Azza wa Jal. He will make his path easy for Jannah. And whoever turns away from the book of Allah and he is puffed up with pride and he is haughty and arrogant about accepting and implementing the truth, then Allah Azza wa Jal, because he have that in his chest, Allah will make his reward pleasing to him. But it will be a punishing reward, and jaza min jinsil amal. If you seek the good, Allah will give you good. And if you seek wickedness and evil and to be upon the path that is malicious and spoil and rotten and evil, then Allah will give you that which you are intending to seek, or the thing that your heart desire. So, from that, in order to distance ourselves away from the disbeliever and their path and their ways, because their path and their ways is the only thing that's going to corrupt us and to allow us to live in a abode that is not pleasing. He made for us to implement two things. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Run away from Allah, run away from the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal, to the mercy and the forgiveness of Allah and to his paradise. Run away from the punishment and the blazing fire. Run away from these things that Allah have created, and run to those things that is pleasing to Allah and the thing that the soul desires. So Allah wants us to do two things: to make hijrah, to make our heart firm upon obedience of Allah, and to leave the shirk and the kufr and the sins. And also he wants us to physically as well to migrate to the lands of the Muslims, so that we can acquire and implement the correct aqeedah, and we can acquire the right manners and etiquettes and the proper dealing, or to learn the proper dealing, how we should interact with the Muslims as well as the non-Muslims. So that which is pleasing to Allah and an understanding that is not permissible to imitate the disbelievers is to make migration to Allah first with your heart, to be obedient to Allah, to run to the Tawheed and stay away from the shirk and the kufr. And also physically to place yourself around the righteous, and the best environment that can help you is the land of the Muslims. But if you are in these lands, then stay in the masajid, because the best balad that is most beloved to Allah are the masajid. And the worst places that are hated in the eyesight of Allah are the marketplaces. So therefore, that which is going to help us after we make this migration to Allah Azza wa Jal is to have this tamyiz, to be able to distinguish the believer from the non-believer, the believer from the non-believer. And the first and foremost thing that we want to be different from them is the correct beliefs in Allah Azza wa Jal. And having the right manners. And as one of our beloved brothers, Nasallahu yubarak fihi, and may Allah continue to keep him upon strong iman and to preserve his health. Abu Khadija made mention of one of the imams that came to this country during his sickness, and he made mention one of the things that made Sheikh Muqbil rahimahullah ta'ala one man successful in spreading the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu salam is tamyiz. To make that distinction, to be able to distinguish that's a Muslim and that's a kafir. Be able to distinguish this is the belief of the Salaf as-Salih and this is not the belief of those righteous predecessors. So be able to distinguish. And those things that will aid us, we made mention of those things. Firstly, by making migration to Allah Azza wa Jal. Physically, and also the main important thing is to make migration to Allah with your heart, that you purify Allah and that you acquire the right belief. Also, yes, as it relates to the mu'amalat, the transactions, and buying and selling and renting, that we deal with the non-believers. Because the Prophet ﷺ used to have these type of transactions with the Jews that used to be involved in usury or riba. So it's permissible for the Muslims to deal with them as it relates to buying and selling and renting apartments or what have you. Buying and selling. As it relates to buying and selling. But the thing that you want to be far away from, or the thing that you can, or the action that, or how do you interact with those individuals, it should be nice if they don't harm you on your religion. لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجكم من دياركم أن تبرهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Mumtahina, the 8th ayat, that Allah does not forbid you or those individuals that believe. He doesn't forbid you that the ones that don't fight you on your religion and don't expel you from your houses, He don't forbid you from dealing with them in a just and kind and compassionate way. But what He forgives you, what He forbids you on doing, is to be gentle and kind and loyal and loving these individuals that fight you on your religion, that expel you from your houses and hate to see you. Those individuals that express their hatred for you because you're upon al-Islam, you shouldn't be all nice and lovey-dovey with those individuals. Because they are taking their stance against you because you say La ilaha illallah. because they realize it consists of negation and confirmation, they're going to fight you. But those individuals that don't fight you because of your religion and don't expel you from your houses, you can deal with them in a gentle way. قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا يهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء البعض. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned, "O you who believe, I prohibit you from taking the Jews and the Christians as friends or showing intimacy with them or loving them, where they are friends and protectors of one another." And Allah goes on to mention the meaning more or less, and whoever showed this loyalty and love to those individuals, then he is of them. He is with them. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي قَوْمًا الظَّالِمِينَ. And Allah does not guide those individuals that are impressing themselves by loving those wrongdoing individuals that fight you in your religion. You show love and loyalty to those individuals. How you expect it to be guided by Allah Azza wa Jal? How you expect it to be successful? So therefore, you show this omen, or you detach yourself with those individuals as it relates to the affairs of your religion. You show that you are different from them. And your physical makeup, you show that you are different from those individuals. So therefore, as it relates to your belief, when you love them, you have oppressed yourself. And you have fallen into something that is not pleasing to Allah. When you are soft and compassionate and kind with them in your speech, you have oppressed yourself, because here is not the time to be like that. When you dress like them, you have also oppressed yourself, because dressing and imitating these people, it shows an inward type of love, that your heart is connected to those individuals. And it is well established from amongst those people that the Muslim is the most hated thing on the face of the earth. Go visit India, or go visit those places where they are fighting and killing the Muslims. The Muslims are a piece of trash. But when we deal with those type of individuals, we show love. How you going to show love when you're killing your brothers and sisters? When the Muslim women that are pregnant, they're having games and betting on one another. I bet you it was a boy, and they open his stomach. See, I told you it was a girl. And you love them? You have not read Surah Ali Imran 118 and 119 and the meaning of the statement of Allah Azza wa Jal? You love them, but they don't love you. And the hatred that is apparent on their tongue, that which they conceal in their breasts and their heart, is far worse. And you believe in all of the books that was revealed to them. You believe in all of those books. And you show love to those individuals. How in the world you expect to be successful? إِلَّا تَفْعَلُوا تَكُونْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَفَسَادٌ كَبِيرٌ. Sheikh Saleh Al-Fawzan may mention, if you do this as it relates to your aqidah and the speech and that dressing like them, Allah's going to put a trial and a tribulation in your lifestyles, in your deen. And there's going to be a bigger corruption or a big corruption because you want to imitate those people, that their final destination, if they die upon it, is the hellfire, an everlasting abode. And you believe in Allah, and Allah wants good for you, and want to have mercy on you, and want to forgive you, because your desire to do good, you start to lean little by little towards those individuals. Now, how you expect success? And look around the Muslim world. Look in and outside the Muslim world. And you'll see this right in front of your very faces. Indirectly, they are calling the Muslims to that which is displeasing to Allah. It starts, quote unquote, indirectly by something that looks good. Now, how in the world English going to be the #1 language in the world? So now the Muslims are not concerned about Arabic, that the last revelation was revealed in your language. So they make English the #1 language in the world. In order to get a high living, good job, good salary, you must learn English. And when that comes, that door and this door and that door opens. The bottom line is, if we don't stand up and fight for La ilaha illallah, by believing in it, by fighting against our souls, by calling the others to it, and being firm against the people that goes against these words and what it carries for meaning, then Allah is going to test us in our religion. And from amongst us, it's already been happening. You fall out with the Salafi, and the thing that teach you your Salafi minhaj and teach you from the books of the Salaf, you rather go cross, up and down and around town, but you won't come here. That is known to be upon Salafiyah. You'll be easy and gentle and compassionate and merciful to those people that are spit in your doggone face, would chop your hair up and chop you and your mother up because they hate Islam. You like to be friendly and nice to them, but when your Salafi brother try to advise you, you want to harm them? And the Prophet ﷺ did not inform us in this tremendous hadith, أمرت أن أقاتل الناس حتى يقولوا لا إله إلا الله فمن قال لا إله إلا الله فقد عصم مني نفسه وماله إلا بحقه وحسابه على الله. Once you say La ilaha illallah, it already sets that you already disbelieve in the Taghut. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالتَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ. You already know that is a negation and confirmation. You are free from them disbelieving people. And you share and you are here and you show loyalty to those people that believe in you, that believe in Allah like you. and that that person is safe from your tongue and physical harm. And he can't just dig in your pockets and take your money because of the meaning of La ilaha illallah. And this is how we treat one another. We treat the Salafi Muslim like he's a no good kafir mushrik. And the mushrik kafir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Polish off your shoes too. We have it backwards. And we still have it in ourselves to imitate them disbelieving people. In our beliefs. In our speech. And in our dress. How many Muslims you know that's scared to wear a thobe? Scared. But he'll buy the best shoes. $200, $300, $400, $500. The new style, buy it. But a nice thobe. Something that conceal your private parts. That identify you with libas or shari. That identify you as a Muslim. And the Muslims from the Muslim country, when they see us dressed like that, they don't want to have no association with you. When you don't make this tamyiz, Allah's going to put a fitna in this earth. He's going to give it to us with what? With our religion. And guess what? We have to ask Allah to be upon this, that we aid this deen. Because guess what? Allah already promised us if we don't stand up and fight jihad and the right tent and the right aspect and defending this word la ilaha illallah, Allah's just going to replace us and put someone that's going to do it. So we have to be the ones that ask the Lord to be amongst this. But it comes with what? When you make this tamyiz. That's a mushrik, that's a kafir, that's a Muslim, and that's a Salafi Muslim. Because it comes in that aspect too. We allow people to come in our part of the town in United States and divide the Salafi. I don't care if he got a nice memory. He's going to divide the Salafi and the Muslim is still shaking. Someone try to advise you what? So, yeah. We talk this up. I mean, what is it? The Salafi Muslims are not divided here. You let someone or a couple of people come and divide the ranks. And certain places you're scared to speak out against them. I mean, it's better if you pull a bullet in me. More harmful to you. But at least you stood up for defending this Salafi manhaj. You have to make the tamyiz, even against the people that is trying to corrupt this manhaj. And it's perfect. They trying to place doubt. So what? I'm going up Jersey. What do you mean, so what? People dividing people and you feel comfortable with that? You don't think Allah is going to get you and question you and place some trials and tribulation in your lifestyle? وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا آخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.